one of the things that I wanted to talk about is this company. It's Sweet Baby Inc. And so Sweet Baby Inc. is basically, this tells you about them. They were founded in 2018, and they're a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal and working around the globe. Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video game industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone. Overall, I actually think what they do is pretty interesting. It's good work. Basically, what they do is they're a consulting agency for game developers, and a game developer, if they want to tell a story that, with a character who is a person of color, or they want to include someone from a smaller marginalized community, they would consult Sweet Baby Inc. on how to, how do we write a good narrative? How do we write a good narrative with this character? What's the best way to have representation in video games? There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's actually a very good thing because it helps expand your audience in video games. And, the gaming industry could use some more growth. And I think that's a discussion for another time in terms of, games needing to hit a wider audience, at least the AAA games. New and marginalized talent can change the industry if we give them the proper support. We want to provide this through our outreach programs. That sounds good, right? So they've worked on several projects over the years. Alan Wake 2, this was like 2021 and 2023's Game of the Year, outside of Baldur's Gate 3 and Tears of the Kingdom. They've also worked on God of War Ragnarok and Spider-Man 2. I never played this, Sable. Battle Shapers, never played this, or Unusual What's that game? What's this game called? Unusual June. But they basically just want to tell, they basically want to help developers, tell stories that, they basically want to help write characters that are more diverse. Developers want to put those characters in their games, and they go to Sweet Baby Inc. to get advice on how to do this. They're a consulting agency. Consulting agencies have been around for forever. Like, this is nothing new. A lot of people think that this is like something new or exclusive to the gaming industry. It's not. This has been around for a very, very long time in TV, in movies, and also and now in games. And you can see there's a lot of clients. Xbox Game Studios, Electronic Arts, Valve, Santa Monica, they developed God of War, 2K, Ubisoft, Warner Brothers, Square Enix is on here, which is a little surprising. But yeah, Rocksteady, they did Batman, they do the Batman games, I believe. Compulsion Games, we'll talk about them in a second. Wizards of the Coast, I think Baldur's Gate 3, they do a lot of Dungeons and Dragons stuff, I believe. They help with portrayal on diverse characters. You can just hire them on consultant how the characters are depicted. Exactly, that's Chance. Yeah, Chance. That's exactly what they do. They basically, they help with how do you portray your diverse characters in a game, because when you're developing a game, you don't want to write stereotypes or anything offensive in your game to upset a community like that. And that's 100% understandable. I think that's very good that developers are reaching out. But something funny happened and someone from Brazil, I don't know his name, and I don't really care for his name, but this guy started a Steam group called Sweet Baby Inc. Detected. And this is ridiculously dumb, and I'm not following this group at all. But what they do is they basically started a curator group on Steam. If you don't know what a curator group on Steam is, they help curate games and recommend them or not recommend them based on based on a review or how how the game performs on PC. And it's actually they're actually very helpful. They're very helpful curators out there. I think one of the first curators I followed was PC Gamer and Total Biscuit. Total Biscuit is not with us anymore. and they can very much help you, recommend games and whatnot when you're looking to purchase a game on Steam. So, these are games that Sweet Baby Inc. has worked on. Really, it's just games that they probably consulted on, and we really don't know what the extent of their consultation is. But as you can see here, there's some games on here, like there's Assassin's Creed Valhalla. They don't recommend Assassin's Creed Valhalla because it used to be featured on SBI's website. Big deal. Gotham Knights. I think we just talked about Rocksteady being on there. South of Midnight. This is an interesting game because this game isn't even out yet. This game hasn't come out yet at all. It's being developed by Xbox Game Studios, and it's a new action adventure from Compulsion Games. Explore the mythos and confront mysterious creatures of the Deep South in this modern folk tale while learning to weave an ancient power to summon obstacles and face the pain haunting your hometown. I wonder what it is about this game they don't like. Like, I just can't put my finger on it. But this is a game that is being developed by a studio who's primarily made of people who are, white. And so they went to Sweet Baby Inc. They probably went to Sweet Baby Inc. to ask them, for consultation on how to tell a story with characters from a different background from their own, for people of color, and I think that's great, because when you tell a story or create a game or anything about a character in a different culture, you want to make sure that you get that story right, or you try your best, you try your best to make the story and the characters reflect what people would appreciate. And they already, a curator review, it's already not recommended because it's featured on their website. The game's not even out yet, and they already are not recommending it. Oh, cool. It has Xbox controller support. I like that. This game was announced, I think, in 2023 at Microsoft's press conference at E3. Or, I'm sorry, in their June press conference. Personally, I'm pretty excited to see more about this game. Now, me personally, I don't know if this game's going to appeal to me. I don't know if I'm going to like the gameplay or whatnot, but I am 100% for the developer actually making this game. I think that's wonderful. Video games is an art form, and everyone should be involved with the arts, is what I'm trying to say. And it should be inclusive and for everyone. So I think having a game like South of Midnight in development, I think that's amazing. I don't know if it's going to click with me personally. There have been games like Horizon Zero Dawn that just don't click with me. But I am very happy that Guerrilla is able to make that game and release it. I'm happy that millions of people love playing Horizon. It's never clicked with me personally, but I think it's wonderful that that game exists. So this group, this Sweet Baby Inc. group, started. He did an interview on YouTube. I think this was like through Asmongold or something like that. The man who claims that he started Sweet Baby Inc. Detected says his interest in the company began with God of War Ragnarok, a game he admits to never having played, where he noticed things were different and wondered, why is this game like this? I have no idea what it is about God of War Ragnarok that made him feel this way. I really don't. I think he said he watched the trailer for it. I played God of War Ragnarok, and there is literally nothing in this game like that. I can't see it. I don't know if it was because maybe one of the characters is, or a few of the characters. Come on, scroll. These websites are too heavy sometimes on my, on browsers. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe it's this character right here that they were upset about because, it's a black person in Norse mythology. I believe that might be the reason why. I think that's a stupid reason to be concerned about God of War Ragnarok overall. It's a diverse cast of characters, and I have no problems with it. He hates God of War Ragnarok even though he never played it. Yes. Well, yeah. So basically, why is this game like this? website, he recounts looking over projects they've worked on, like the massively successful Spider-Man 2, another game he says he's never played, and notice a pattern. Sweet Baby Inc. detected its creator, who says he's based in Brazil, never explains exactly what the pattern is, instead using buzzwords like woke products and virtue signaling, and noting that several of these games had an extremely diverse cast. Okay. Later in the interview, he complains that our games, our entertainment, the stuff we love, are utilized for this kind of stuff, political agendas. I'll get back to political agendas in a second, but he's never played God of War Ragnarok. He's never played Spider-Man 2, and he's noticing a pattern in these games that they're not, that they're putting diversity in the games, which is so weird because this isn't even something I've thought about when I was watching the God of War trailer. When I saw this character, Angrboda, at the end of the trailer, they're all games he's never played. Yeah, they're all games he's never played. He will never play any of these games. He will never sit down and play any of these games, which just makes it all the more weird. So, Angrboda is a character that she appeared at the end of the trailer. She wasn't even featured prominently in the trailer. She was featured at the end of the trailer. When I first saw the character, I was like, who is that? Why is this character so important? And to be honest with you, it wasn't something that crossed my mind like, oh my God, it's a diversity in a video game. I thought it was fine. If anything, this cast is still mostly white people. Thor, Atreus, Kratos, Freya, Tyr. That sucks. Sure hope that doesn't happen on YouTube. Let me know if you want me to talk about it. Hope what doesn't happen on YouTube. But yeah, anyway, these are not games that he's played. He's never played Spider-Man 2 or God of War, but he started this Steam group because he saw this developer, these developers were using Sweet Baby Inc. to consult with them on their games. And a lot of gamers got it into their head that Sweet Baby Inc. comes in and forces diversity into the games during development, which is not how that works at all. Game development is an extremely, extremely difficult process. And it just doesn't, things like that don't happen. They don't just take the script and say, okay, make this character black or make this character an LGBTQ person. They don't do that. That's not what happens. Developers already want to put that stuff in their games anyway. They just go consult them to say, hey, how do we best approach this issue? They probably didn't even consult them about putting Angrboda in the game. It was probably the story with Freya and her talking about her abuse with Odin when she was married to Odin. So it probably wasn't even that. It was just weird. His implication that the simple existence of people of color as a political agenda is such a wild. Yeah, that's exactly it. They think that people of color, and actually the next paragraph talks about that people of color existing in games is just, it's a political agenda. It's not political. Like, this shouldn't be political at all. It's diversity. Games like God of War Ragnarok or Alan Wake 2, both of which include black women in prominent roles in promotions, story, or both, do not touch on any political topics in their stories. I disagree with that. I do think God of War is a little political, because it is about gods and lesser people, regular people, and how the gods are just constant dictators in their realms. Like Odin's treatment of the dwarves and what he did to Freya's people. I think there was a lot of political implications in that. So I do think that there were politics in God of War. Alan Wake 2 is not a game I played yet. I want to play that on stream eventually. So we'll see. But Alan Wake 2, the main character is a black woman. So, that's what, it's obvious what they're upset about.